They jump into life-threatening situations to save your butt. From a lost soul in the high Arctic to an overturned boat in the St. Lawrence, they go where no other paramedic can go. Their ambulances are cutting-edge rescue aircraft that top pilots fly through dangerous conditions.
We've flown in pretty much the worst you're allowed to fly in.
Tonight on Truth, Duty, Valor, 24 search and rescue technicians from across Canada fight for the title of Best SAR Techs. The 2004 Search and Rescue Competition.
You like that, baby? Rescue!
In the early 1940s, the need for an air rescue team was noticed when unpredictable weather, mechanical failures, and lack of navigational aids caused forced landings in the northern wilderness. By the time anyone could reach the aircraft, the crew had perished. Something had to be done. In 1947, the Air Force was officially given responsibility to organize and coordinate search and rescue missions in Canada. Since then, the Canadian Forces, in conjunction with the Coast Guard and other government and volunteer agencies, have proudly saved thousands of people, many of whom were facing certain death. Modern-day SAR Techs are the best trained, most highly skilled rescue professionals in the world.
Okay, there's approximately 130 SAR Techs across Canada. It's a tough job to get into. It's not something that you just apply for and are taken in. There's quite a competition. They take approximately 10 on each course. Lots of times not that many will come out the other end qualified. It's a very talented individual that becomes a SAR Tech in the end.
The spirit of competition is not lost after they become SAR Techs. The first annual search and rescue exercise, SAREX, was held in Trenton in 1968 with the purpose of exchanging ideas and techniques within the organization. Truth, Duty, Valor caught up with teams competing in the 2004 competition held at 19 Wing in Comox, British Columbia, where the mountainous terrain creates an extra challenging environment.
It's great actually to have the opportunity to host this national event, a yearly event as well. Last time we had it was back in 1995, I believe, so it's been quite a few years. We're quite happy to have all these professional teams coming here this year.
Each SAR Tech team consists of 3 search and rescue technicians. Competing in this year's SAR competition are 442 Squadron in Comox, BC, 435 Squadron in Winnipeg, Manitoba, 424 Squadron in Trenton, Ontario, 413 Squadron in Greenwood, Nova Scotia, 103 Squadron in Gander, Newfoundland, and a combined team from 444 Squadron in Goose Bay, Labrador, 439 Squadron in Bagotville, Quebec, and 417 Squadron in Cold Lake, Alberta.
The ones that you see here, there's approximately 20 SAR Techs that are competing, and they are active SAR Techs that are on a standby status and could be called away at any time if a real-life crisis happens.
This year's search and rescue competition has 5 events. The search event, the rescue event, the medical event, the maintenance event, and the para-accuracy event. An award is given for the winner of each event, as well as a coveted trophy for the overall best team, the Diamond Award. The SAR Techs and their support crews are a very tight-knit group, and the competitive spirit is flying high.
It's extremely competitive. We're all A-type personality people. We like competitions, and it comes out.
I'm not A-type. I'm just your classic you know, a quiet guy, but when it comes to this stuff, man, it comes out of me.
Game on.
Game on. Game day.
And they compete in front of their peers. And competing in front of their peers always adds a certain extra fillip of excitement.
4 through 5 Winnipeg. We're the best.
When Truth Duty Valour returns, it's a race against the clock as the SAR Techs search parts of British Columbia's rugged landscape. Canadian search and rescue technicians, SAR Techs, have been rescuing both civilians and military personnel for over 60 years. When someone is in distress and a regular ambulance can't get into the scene, these highly trained survival experts and their crews are called into action and react fast.
We help both military and civilian. It comes in through RCC, the Rescue Coordination Center, and they organize it, send it out to us in the Air Force, and we can go out, and we're in the mountains, we're in the Arctic, we're out to sea, lost in the woods. That's what we're trained for.
When lives are in danger, the call goes to one of the 3 joint rescue coordination centers located in Halifax, Trenton, or Victoria. They control, coordinate, and conduct search and rescue operations within their geographical responsibilities. They are manned 24/7 by Canadian Forces and Coast Guard personnel. The territory of responsibility for search and rescue in Canada is immense. 3 oceans and 20 million square kilometers of rugged terrain. The Joint Rescue Coordination Centers answer approximately 8,000 calls each year, ranging from sinking ships or downed aircraft to victims lost in the wilderness. There are many types of distress calls that SAR teams have to respond to. Often, the exact location of the emergency is known. Other times, long hours are spent searching for clues that will lead to a rescue. Clues that will help them find an airplane that has crashed or a hiker who is lost in the mountains. The search event simulates what happens when a search and rescue aircraft and crew search for people in need of medical attention. Each team has an hour to search about a 137-kilometer stretch of British Columbia's rugged backcountry and find the 10 targets that have been put in place for the exercise. Truth Duty Valour caught up with the team from Comox, who are used to searching this mountainous terrain. They don't know what their targets look like and rely on teamwork to spot them.
No, I couldn't see it.
Okay, sorry guys, that was tight, but
That's the best I think we're going to get.
They didn't want any definite tarps. Do we have there? About 4 or 5, eh?
Yeah, we do.
yeah.
That's good, that's good.
We're hot.
Okay, I'm gonna get out the map again.
This is hard work.
Man, it's worse than a real search.
It is.
It's way worse.
We're smoking. Okay, I got a square panel here on the edge of the lake at 9:30. It might be worth coming around.
Okay, I got a red panel, red panel on top. Now, right spotter, you should see it.
The search and rescue team from Gander searched for the same targets from the Cormorant.
Off the left side about 10 o'clock. Can you see the airport?
Right.
Fluorescent tarp right on the other side of that tall lone tree there. In the open area just back at 3 o'clock. Look like CHI.
Right now, we're not too sure what we're looking for. You know, targets with different colors on them. Again, this is just for training. It's an exercise to hone our skills on bringing the aircraft around, planning this type of job. You know, getting the spotters briefed and making sure that we're in our windows for the whole time that we're searching.
We're just at the 70-minute mark.
Both teams, Gander and Comox, are having good luck with the search event, but only one of the search and rescue teams gets to take the trophy.
Sure. All right, boys.
I'll give you that one.
Good spot, right seat. Thank you.
Modesty.
What are you doing, Luck?
Search area now.
Excellent. At right on.
Okay, right turn down straight.
Take your time. Good job, team. Good job.
When Truth, Duty, Valor returns, the competition begins, and the guys in the orange suits jump for joy. Although the competition has been well planned, bad weather all week forces the SAR Techs into a waiting game. They wait around for the sky to clear up and word that an aircraft will take them to the drop zone. Bad weather wouldn't normally stop a search and rescue team from performing a rescue mission, but no one wants to put their life in danger for a trophy.
So, yeah, that's the plan. So they have to configure it to be the standby aircraft. And then if we can take the tandem jump and the Griffin right away, because they're all set up.
The SAR Techs are given the word and are pumped to get started.
We do 3 safety checks before we do a jump. We do a pre-donning check. So you take your parachute out of the bag and you look it over to make sure your pins are in the correct position and the overall condition. It hasn't gotten wet in transport or anything like that. Then once you have it, put it on, you have your team member or your partner that you're working with do another safety check, and then right before you leave the aircraft, you do another safety check. Safety, safety, safety. Good to go.
To reach people in distress, often SAR Techs must parachute in. They're trained to jump into all types of terrain for risky rescue missions. They require great skill to be able to land in the best possible spot and stay clear of danger. Dangers could include wreckage, trees, or even wild animals. This might be one of the more fun events for the guys, but it's highly competitive. During a real mission, a SAR Tech will have to jump with whatever gear they need to save the lives down below. That could be anything from ice climbing boots to diving gear, and a lot of medical equipment.
In SAR, because you've got so many different resources that you use, you have to be able to dive, mountain climb, do medical, and parachute. And that's just, just the basics. There's a lot more in between all those 4 major categories that you have to do.
How was it? Oh, it was a sporting jump. It's a little windy on the bottom, but it was good.
This is a parachute accuracy event. Basically what they're shooting for is that little orange disc right here. We measure the distance from the little orange disc, the distance out to this 5-meter circle right here. Anything out of the 5-meter circle is counted as a 5-meter jump. When we do accuracy jumping, guys will do anything to get close to the target because they're pretty competitive, right? So that's why we put in the rule that you have to do a stand-up jump, so that way you're not stretching or landing on your butt or we'll see diving. But yeah, you'll see some, as the competition intensifies, you'll see some weird things happening. But that's why we're here to disqualify them if they do.
Each competitor gets up to 5 jumps. The judges average the best 3.
Actually made it into the circle, so it's a good day. And I'm walking away from it, so that's another good thing. It's not normal to jump out of an airplane, but it's definitely a lot of fun. I'm not as, I wouldn't say I'm nervous about it anymore. I'd just say, the adrenaline is definitely there.
Oh, it's great. Not over the water most of the time, but it's a good jump. That was a good jump, yeah?
Lots of fun. Nice to get back at it.
It's always a good jump when you have a safe landing and you make it into the, the drop zone.
Each time there was an opportunity for a jump, the competitors had to change their jumping strategy depending on the strength and direction of the wind.
So how was that for you?
That was good. Every jump you walk away from is a good one. The winds are a lot lower than we thought they were, so coming a lot faster.
It's great to get everything going right now, People are jumping, the spirits are getting up again, and it's good. I thought I did great. I stood up. It was a stand-up landing.
Jumping for a target that's 2,500 feet away and only the size of a grapefruit is extremely difficult. Only a handful of these guys will touch their toes to the orange disc.
Comox, the home squadron.
How did that one feel? That must feel pretty good.
That felt a little better.
Nice! Yeah! Hold on! Woo!
I tagged that.
You tagged it.
Oh, shit!
216. 2 meters, 16 centimeters.
winds are light, so it's hard to kind of guess where you have to make your final turn. The last 100 feet, you're pretty much committed to whatever you've decided, so you gotta set up as best you can before that. I was lucky this time. We'll see how it happens next time. Next time I'll be in the bush, and that'll be the end of that.
Copy. They're from Gander, 444 and Gander, the next jumpers.
Watch yourself.
Yeah, this is good shit.
Nice! Nice!
Woo!
Shooting, shooter.
That's combat support, eh?
Tony!
And you're still looking good, buddy.
Yeah!
It's kind of hard to fly it with no wind because you got to generate all the speed with your own canopy, so it's a little harder to flare it in for the landing. So it was good. It felt good to see the guys do so well.
The challenge here isn't just to hit the orange marker. With the ocean only meters away, these SAR Techs have extra incentive to land in the drop zone.
2 and 3 ain't bad. 5! Kuhn, 0! Fred, baby! Stand up, stand
The parachute event is not over for these SAR Techs, who will spend their week jumping from various aircraft, trying to land on a tiny disc. When Truth Duty Valor returns, the rescue part of the competition and cutting-edge rescue aircraft. Every search and rescue unit in Canada uses aircraft as hardcore as its landscape.
I'm the aircraft commander on the Buffalo here, and the Buff is awesome for search and rescue on the West Coast because we can get pretty slow in around the mountains and turn pretty tight. So if there's an aircraft that has crashed in a mountain crevice or something, we can actually find it.
The Buffalo is able to fly in almost any weather and is especially suited for the Rockies and West Coast mountains and is ideal for short, rough landing strips.
The primary role of Buffalo is first response to most scenes. When you're looking at the geographical area that we cover all of BC and all the way up to the Yukon. So that area is a large area. You need an aircraft that can give you a fairly decent response time. So we cruise about 220 knots. Our main job is to get on the scene, see what's going on, assess the scene, and if required, drop our SAR Techs in. And then usually we await for the helicopter to come up and do the actual rescue part, do the insertion, take the guys out and do all the other stuff. So the Buffalo has a unique capability that it can stop pretty much, if done right, in about 200 feet. So that's basically from home plate all the way to second base, or for a football player inside a football field, it can take off and land. And that has been demonstrated numerous times.
The Cormorant is the Canadian Forces' newest search and rescue aircraft. These sturdy helos can carry up to 25 people in an emergency and can operate in continuous icing conditions.
It's frontline technology right now. It's an amazing aircraft. Probably one of the biggest things about it is the power that it has. We have 3 engines, each with approximately 2,000 horsepower. We can lose one of those engines and still stay airborne in the hover if a SAR Tech is in the hoist. We can recover the SAR Tech, probably complete the mission, recover the SAR Tech, and then carry on. Whereas with a lot of other helicopters, if you lose an engine, you've lost half your power and it can be catastrophic.
In places such as Canada's rugged east and west coasts, the SAR Techs put their lives on a thin line.
It's probably, I think it's maybe a 5 millimeter line, but it's rated for 600 pounds, which is pretty strong. That's, I've had 2 people in a basket, 2 fairly large people in a basket, and there's no problem with that hoist bringing it up. It's a good machine, and having the 2 hoists on the side like that, as we saw in the rescue just the other day, it really helped out.
Although not only used for search and rescue, 2 other military aircraft play a crucial role in saving lives.
Hercules itself is used more out on the prairies and basically everything east of here because of its range and speed. It can cover territory about 1/3 the time that we can. The Griffin's used more at bases, fire bases for just local search and rescue stuff. Yeah.
Any rescue is always a team effort. Everybody works together. Everybody has their talents, and in the end, it has to happen that way to be a successful mission.
When a search and rescue squadron gets an emergency call, the SAR crew gets airborne as quickly as possible, while ensuring safety. Once the exact location of the souls in danger is known, a GPS fix is taken and a radio is dropped.
They drop a free fall bundle in, which is a streamer with a radio in it. And if there's somebody alive on the ground, hopefully they'll come up and talk to us, tell us what's wrong with them, or maybe it's not a crash, maybe they just need fuel or gas, something like that. So they drop that in, and in our case, we practice dropping 2 for the competition, just to make sure they're not lucky on the first one. And then after that, they go around and they'll drop in a medical kit or any other equipment they think they may need. They'll put it into one of their supply bundles, and they drop 2 of those bundles into us.
The rescue event simulates what a search and rescue team would do upon finding survivors at a crash site. The team has 30 minutes from the initial brief to have the wheels of their aircraft up and be en route. Each team must drop medical equipment in a confined area before jumping in for the rescue. Penetrating a rescue site quickly can mean the difference between life and death for the people below.
It's like that Olympic commercial, eh?
There's the coordinates on them. They're staying with me, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
49, north 49.
49, yes.
39.
Yes.
611, 355.
You gotta go there, see what's there, come back, leave what's there, leave it there, just come back to me what it is.
Okay. Yeah, that way.
Well, they went in looking for a simulated crash, so we just put a target in there. There's a panel in there, a yellow panel, and once they get there and they find out what that is, what the target is, they have to report back to me to judge and tell me what it was, and then we'll stop the timing. Your time too?
5:19:02.
Yep.
Oh, that's slow.
Hey, what's that?
A yellow panel.
Fine. So overall, pretty good jump. Nice team jump. Nobody get hurt. You all came in pretty tight. The bundles were good, except for your free fall thing. I mean, if it was the radio, you're gonna have to look for it. It wasn't that far off. Yeah. And
did the second one actually hit in the?
The second one landed.
We try and pride and hit the target, right? And that's a big key to the success of a mission. Right. Like if this is all surrounded by water, then we would be in real deep trouble. So basically, it's just a speed event, eh? And you know, as the teams come in, you'll see it in the times. So I guess we were the first time, so everybody will kind of know what time they have to beat. Not that we'll tell them, but you know, it'll leak out, I guess. But that wasn't too bad. 130 meters there, 5.5 minutes, I think it was. Get the location and come straight back, right? Quickest way is not always direct. Got to go around.
All 6 teams competing in the search and rescue competition get the chance to show their rescue skills. Team Comox drops their bundles next.
On top, so I can plug the GPS in for a run-in, for our first run-in. It will be 150 feet for message, and then... The runway almost like a little road. Yeah, okay. Drop radio. Now. Radio's away, clear. 300 feet. Stand by with the bundle. Drop bundle. Now. Bundle's away and clear. You're clear to climb maneuver. Traffic 9 miles. Drop. Streamers. Heading north now. Towards middle match.
We wear different types of clothing for the different types of jumps we do. If we're doing a water jump, we'll wear our dry suit. What you're seeing today in the confined area is our bush suit, which is designed for, you never know where a plane's going to crash. So if it's in the middle of trees, you have to parachute into the trees. With the suit we wear, there's 2 pieces. There's a jacket. It's made of vinyl. It's got padding in the crucial parts, in the joints. It's got a very high collar, big Elvis collar we call it. That's to protect us from branches. And then of course our helmet with the face mask. The bottoms, they have a special strap that goes underneath your ankles around under your crotch and under the next ankle. So if you happen to take a branch between the legs, it's not going any further than that strap. Very important piece of equipment.
Between the bulky tree suits they wear for protection and the medical equipment they're carrying, these guys are loaded down to the max.
They're 60 pounds. Some of them are 70. Some of the kits, they can, like today they drop small packs. They could, and some of our missions we drop kit that's maybe just a couple 100 pounds, depending what they need down below. And what you didn't see here today is some of our bigger kits are 295 pounds. Come back to me when you all three are back there and you tell me what it is, time stops.
When Truth Duty Valor returns, the part of the competition that induces the most stress, the medical event, the most prestigious, and the event every team thinks they're going to win.
If I was a bet man, I'd bet on Trenton.
Even after taking strict safety precautions and going through grueling training, the business of saving lives is dangerous and requires extreme physical and mental strength.
To be a SAR Tech, you have to have the right combination of bronze and brains. Too much of one and not enough of the other, you'll be in trouble. So you have to be rounded in that way.
Well, it's a pretty attractive trade to most people with all the stuff we do, but once they find out we have a 100% injury rate, it makes people think twice. So it's not a matter of if you're going to get injured in the trade, it's a matter of when and how bad. We've had 4 guys in the last couple of years break their backs, and they're up jumping again within a year and a half. Part of being in shape is being able to take the punishment, but we take our fair share of punishment, that's for sure.
If you're not already banged up, you'll probably get banged up doing this. And, I'm 29 years old, I'll be 30 soon. I mean, for the rest of my career, I'm going to be doing upkeep, physiotherapy on my body so I can keep my back and my knees and my shoulders and my neck from having problems. So you have to take it seriously.
My main injury is a shoulder injury. Dislocated around 40 times, then figured I'd better get it worked on. So they cut it open and stitched it all back up and stapled it together, and I'm good to go.
So the cream on the milk is the medical jump, the medical event. That shows the guys, they know their medical skills, shows who's the best one across Canada, the best team. And of all the pressure that the teams will have, it will be from the medical event.
A SAR Tech's job is to save lives. It's a job that requires quick thinking and great medical skills.
Kneel down and just... All of the other traits that we have in our trade are for actually penetrating a crash scene. You know, whether you parachute, you dive, you mountain climb, or you do anything, that's just to get you there. Once you're there, you got to do the medical. So that's basically the bread and butter of what we're there for.
For the medical event portion of the competition, each team of SAR Techs must deal with casualties of an accident at a remote crash site. This scenario starts in a simulated Cormorant helicopter in order to make the role-playing more realistic for the SAR Techs being tested. All 6 teams will go through the same medical scenario. Truth Duty Valor caught up with 2 teams, the teams from Gander and Comox.
Okay, so you're flying in your Cormorant, you're en route. Okay, you come over top of the remote airfield, and you're doing a recce of the remote airfield. You look down, you see 3 or 4 small buildings, and 1 large hangar, sitting right beside the tarmac. There is no airplane crashes, there's no smoke, there's no fire, there's nothing. So you guys land your Cormorant about 100 feet from the hangar. When you land and come off the ramp with your medical kit and open up the door of the hangar, this is what you see.
I'll be with you in a second. Okay, I'll be with you in a second, man. I will be with you in a second. Just calm down a second. Put on with your head.
Please wake up.
Just relax there, man.
Basically, we're looking for many different facets, everything from triaging, flow, the actual medical procedures themselves. Are they following protocols in sequence? This type of thing. We're looking for the speed and efficiency, and then various points to be judged are going to be differentiated in terms of how critical they are and weighted accordingly. Triage is That's when you determine the medical priority of the patient. Obviously, somebody who's in a coma and bleeding out is going to require treatment sooner than somebody who's able to walk but has maybe a sprained wrist. So there's a pretty standardized way of assessing patients quickly and making sure that those that need treatment soonest get the treatment and evacuated as soon as possible.
It's okay. They're looking after him right now. So we get in there, and what we had was a guys. In the end, what we figured out, which is very difficult to go in to see something like this, is a guy has the big one on a ladder, falls off. A person beside him is injured with a little bit of with a burn from battery acid. His wife's there, and she's upset, rightly so, upset about the thing. So we have to deal with those 3 patients there, and he has to decide who's the best person suited to be able to handle this patient, and where do we put our where do we put our resources? How do we shift them around?
We're gonna have to.
I got control. Still good. She's breathing. Her skin looks good. She had a strong, regular radial pulse. She doesn't seem unstable or require treatment at all. Just want to keep an eye on her, though.
Throughout the week-long exercise, every team was given a similar accident scene, though the casualties had different injuries.
It's cold with no pulse.
Okay. It's time to move this patient. Blanket. Seesaw it down. Put it under his. Drop it on there. Norm, can you hear me? Stop. Strap that patient down. And on. 1, 2, 3. Lift. He's on board. Okay, let's get some straps on him, Dean. So Dean's just going to be using the patient tie-down straps here instead of that. We have him on board. I got here. Pulse of about 76.
Ready.
Okay. How you doing over there, Dean? Pardon? Good.
Respiration here about 16 and regular. 24 and shallow.
Norm, can you hear me? Your wife is right here. Okay, so we'll start with the IV first of all. Yeah. Hypovolemia protocol. How much longer till we're landing?
8 minutes.
8 minutes? Just coming around. How much left is in the bag? IV, check. Oxygen, check.
SAR Techs are trained as primary care paramedics and have specific advanced skills.
Just have a look at his
There's 4 levels in Canada: the emergency medical responder, the primary care paramedic, the advanced care paramedic, and the critical care paramedic. And we're sitting at the primary care paramedic level right now. So that's the level that they operate at.
No matter how good a SAR Tech is at other skills like skydiving and mountain climbing, unless they have superior medical skills, they won't save lives. After each team goes through the medical event, a panel of judges goes over the performances with a fine-tooth comb and debates the good and the bad.
I mean, you couldn't have done much to make it. I don't think anybody's ever perfectly happy with what they've done at the end of one of those scenarios. That's kind of why you do it. You do it for practice. You do it to learn. You know, and that's part of science as well. So we're happy with it, but it's not 100%. And that's what we're always striving for.
In a nutshell, very well. Proud to be a SAR Tech when I watch something like that. Yeah, very, very well. I thought the flow, it was obvious when they came in on scene that they were well worked up. You know, they just went in and they kind of knew their jobs. They did them well.
This exercise here, I think the dynamics of working in Gander was apparent immediately. That is the unit has the most medical calls. They're the ones that are called upon most often to, put up or shut up, and their performance here reflected that.
But will Gander's performance be enough to beat out all 5 other teams?
You can't do everything exactly the way it actually runs, so we try to make it as realistic as possible, and it was a good job. It was a good exercise.
SAR Techs are a special breed.
This competition may give the SAR Techs a chance to train and compete, but it hardly illustrates the diversity and danger of the actual job.
Lots of times when no one else will go out, that's when search and rescue goes out.
We've flown in pretty much the worst you're allowed to fly in. I've been out over the water doing a search for a sinking vessel with weather that was, it was 500 feet in 2 miles. So that's pretty much our worst weather you can fly in, and it was raining off and on all the time, and we were out there for 6.5 hours. So
yeah, almost crashed the crashed into the ocean a couple times, but it was all to save someone's life. You know, one lady was hanging on the edge of about a 2-foot icy cliff, and myself and the other SAR Tech went down and almost fell off the side of the mountain, but that's where all the training comes in handy, all the fun stuff.
You can't capture a trade where people are out. Something that can capture a little bit more is maybe the stories that come out, the missions that the guys do, awards that guys are winning. That might encompass the trade a little more than just exercise.
Coming up on Truth, Duty, Valor, some SAR Techs are only one clown away from winning first place. Without a solid maintenance crew, a SAR mission could become a suicide mission. Search and rescue maintenance teams from all over the country came together hoping to earn some bragging rights.
Yeah, these teams come from all across the country to compete in this competition. The participants for them were carefully selected. You know, we want the best of the best, so to speak, and it's very prestigious if we can get part of this, get a part of the competition.
Do you think you have a good shot at the maintenance award?
You got to be pretty good to beat the champions already. You know, it's got to be better. Equal is no good.
103 this year is the team to beat. Okay, 413 and 435. We're competing with Hercules. They have been winners in the past, and they really want to get back and kind of capture the trophy again. Well, we judge them on everything they do. We show up, we tell them that we're here. They obviously see that we're here. We judge them on safety first, crew professionalism, how they do their duties. If they do it by the book, okay, we are versed in all their maintenance activities and what they do. So we want to check they do it within regulations, and also we give them a written exam on policy and of course maintenance scenarios. Oh, it's very competitive. It's very prestigious. Most of it, what it is, it's pre-maintenance. It's maintenance to make sure that nothing breaks. Okay, you know, we service our aircraft, we maintain our aircraft, because as you know, when we're flying, if something goes wrong, you just don't pull over on a cloud and fix it or tighten a wheel nut or something like that. It's got to be done right the first time. So person hours maintenance, it's preempted maintenance. It's make sure that everything is done. It's kind of a prophylactic kind of thing. Make sure nothing's going to happen in the future.
No gathering of an elite team is complete without moments of organized fun. In this search and rescue competition, the best event was saved for the end.
Basically, this is the over 40 bell ringers event. What it does is it lets all the older fellows in the trade, the more mature individuals who've probably been doing most of the judging, and all the bosses get a chance to jump here too. It's a fun event. What happens is as soon as the guy hits the pea gravel bowl there, we'll start the timing on it, and the time goes from the time he hits the pea gravel bowl until he hits the bell, which is on top of the dummy's head over there. So that time is his score. So the individual gets the least amount of time as the winner. What happens is when they come in with the wind the way they are today, it's very difficult to drag the chute. It's just like dragging a car.
Come on! You gotta want it, man. You gotta want it. Come on! Hard, go! Come on! Come on, Andy! Figured I might as well pull my chute down. Come on, I dare you!
When Truth, Duty, Valor returns, the SAR Techs find out whether their team is better than the rest.
I grew up watching my dad go to work every day and doing all this cool stuff and parachuting and mountain climbing and scuba diving and helping other people and whatnot. And I just thought, there's obviously no other choice. I mean, that's exactly what I wanted to do right off the bat.
A profession with a high injury rate and even higher danger rate would turn off a lot of people. But these guys claim they're having the time of their lives.
Something different every day. Yeah, we do something new and exciting every day. Never boring.
Always operational. Is good, and when you get on the crash site, seeing the survivors, and they're happy to see you when you show up. So it's very challenging. Best job in the world.
I absolutely love it. I mean, you know what? They could take my pay away. I think I'd still do it.
There's a lot of things out there that you're working your work, but you don't see the fruits of your labor. You definitely do see the fruits of your labor here, and it's a lot of fun.
Before the SAR Techs head home to their units, they have to find out who gets the bragging rights to one of the event awards and who will get the diamond trophy for the best overall team.
We're shooting for the overall, and that's the whole show. It's called the diamond, so we figure we might have a chance of getting that award.
And this is a competition where feet and seconds are the dividers. I mean, nobody's gone out and done badly. I mean, everybody's done very well, and then it's the fine dividing. And so there'll be some hooting and some high fives when the squadron that wins the award is named, and that's an exciting moment.
Regardless of who wins the awards, it's been a long week, and it's time to celebrate.
And in number one position with 24 points is SARX 435.
Well done, CO.
CO is high. Not fighting, sir.
Come on, I don't win this.
Individual with the best performance in the parachuting accuracy event.
Rescue!
And the award on this one goes to SARX 6 Sergeant Burquist, 417 Squadron.
Good jumper. Good having you up here and fucking whatever. And anyway, here it is. And we also have this small trophy that you can take home. All right. Rescue!
The Sullivan Trophy for the team judge to have performed the best in the medical event. In number 2 position was 435 Squadron. And this year's number 1, SARX 103 Squadron.
Bring it home. Bring it home, boys. Bring it home.
This is the search event winners right here. 442.
Presented to the team with the best overall performance in the parachuting, supply, drops, and GPS rescue event. 103 Squadron.
Here you go, guys. This is the nicest trophy in NATO. Hang on to it.
Well, we're 3 peas in a pod. So, I mean, they've got leadership. They've got a sense of humor. You know, both of them, they're just good guys. We get along great. I mean, and when we have to work, we work.
And number 1 position, 103 Squadron.
This year, 103 Squadron from Gander cleaned up with 3 of the awards, including the best overall team. Their bragging rights will only last until next year's competition, when each squadron will send 3 different SAR Techs, and it's game on again. Join us next week for more adventure on Truth Duty Valor.